Ladies and gentlemen, patriot, truth seekers, digital warriors, welcome back to the show once again. This is the Baraka Show, coming to you live from Greater Manchester, United Kingdom. Hey, just when you're sitting there, right? You're thinking, there's no way, there's nothing they can do that will surprise you. Nothing. You've seen the Taliban, the Taliban's secret email. You're thinking, how can somebody be so ignorant, so stupid to leak an email that will get 25,000 people flew into the country because they had to cover it up? And you're thinking, no way they could do that. And you're thinking, no, there's nothing else they can do that will surprise me. And guess what? Hey, the Baraka Show is here to surprise you again. Because apparently the government, the judge, are out there making the right decision for you and I. That's right, you and I. Yeah, for your tax money, for the streets, for the safety of your children. God. There's a lot of things I want to talk about this. You might be thinking, Barack is going to share some crazy stuff here. But actually, no. I got some stuff that you might disagree with. And I also got something that you might agree with. But brace yourself for an impact. It will be a good show, a good video. So let's get into it. Now, the Taliban apparently is normal for the UK to bring in the Taliban's commander's nephew. And just regular business, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got your nephew? It's all right. We don't want you. We'll take the nephew. It's fine. And we don't want the uncle, innit? We don't want the uncle. It's fine. So apparently that's normal. So it's been reported by a lot of sources that the Taliban commander's nephew has been granted asylum in the UK and can be joined by 7, not 1. No, we don't want 1. No, 3, no. Fuck no. Why do we want 3? No, we want 7 family members to join him. Can they speak English? That's not a problem. Bring them. 7 of them, yes. It's okay. English is fine. Just bring them. That's what we are right now. So 7 people can join this. Oh God. Do we even know? Now, they didn't give us a name. I'm going to quickly read this article here. The government didn't give us a name for its safety. I'm going to read you this article here. Some stuff I'm gonna break it down how I feel, how I see this, and you might agree, you might disagree. I love disagreement, I think. Now, the Taliban's commander's nephew has been granted refuge asylum status in the UK alongside his 7 family members currently living in Turkey, despite warning of bringing a burden upon the public's purse. An immigration judge granted his request, despite none of the family members are able to speak English, but it was deemed that they had no option and were unable to return to Afghanistan, so they had to come to the UK. Now, the ruling comes despite ministers promising to restrict the right of refugees to be joined by relatives. The nephew, referred to only as S, they didn't give us a full name, but S, that's his name. So when I say S, that means that's the main guy. So the guy S, in ruling, arrived in the UK in 2016. He lied about his age when he was here. He told the government that he was 15, but actually it was age accessed later, and he turned out to be 18. So he knows the game very well. Like, he came here, he's like, hey, I'm just a little baby. Like, come on, I'm Gugu Gaga. Like I'm just a baby. Like, I just want to go to, like, year 7. If you can put me in year 9, that's okay. I'm 15. And I'm sure probably some lovely lady in the UK probably took him in and be like, oh yeah, you can come here. I'll take care of you. You're 15-year-old. It's fine. You can be in my house for a couple of years and you can move out when you're 18. Blah blah blah. Then after that, obviously they did age access later on, and they figure out, hey, this guy is not 15. He's an old man, 18-year-old. I mean, what has he been up to? Did he forget the age, or was he lying this whole time? Does he know that he lied? Yeah, so maybe that's what the British people are doing. Now, but he lied. We figured out he lied about his age. Now, when you read here, you're thinking, yeah, he needs to be deported. He needs to go. Now, this is where it gets a bit tricky. It might not get tricky for you, but I think for other people who are listening to this or watching this, it might be a blurry line, I might say. So, to carry on to the story, I quote, his uncle was said to be a Taliban's commander who had been pressuring his father to allow S to join the jihad, meaning the holy war. The nephew was then sent to Kabul by his father to get away from his uncle. However, S was stabbed by two cousins because of family disputes, leading him to flee Afghanistan. So when you read here, you can tell how he was able to be accepted in the UK. Like that story itself, these 3 lines, just if you tell that to a judge, the judge will be like, yeah, sign here, we'll get your house ready. So S was given indefinite leave to remain in the UK after a psychotherapist in 2018 that said he had post-traumatic stress. Post-traumatic stress, he had that, so I'm assuming that probably gave him a little bump. Like, hey, like, you have all the rights, man. Now, meanwhile, S's parents, sister, and parents and sister had all fled through Iran to Turkey, where they feared being arrested and sent back to Afghanistan. In 2022, his relative applied to enter the UK, citing the right to private and family life under Article 8 of the European Convention on Human Rights, but they were refused. However, oh God, they took it up there. Oh yeah, they did. These guys are so tricky. They are so smart. It's like they know. It's like we're gonna apply. They're gonna say no, but we're gonna take it over there. It's so blatantly now. Like it's so easy now. If you just apply, the normal court, the UK court will say nah, no, but the upper tribunal judge will always say yes somehow. His name, Mr. Bruce, deemed their refusal unjustifiable harshly and allowed the appeal on human rights grounds. And so they appealed. A lawyer for the family argued that the sister were all being threatened with forced marriages if they stay in Afghanistan. One sister had so when you read here, that's where the story gets a bit dark and dark and dark and dark and dark and dark at the very end, right? Actually, for the viewer, I think I owe you that much for me to read this much. Okay, let me keep reading. Sorry, I will not stop here. So, one sister had married an Afghan man in Turkey, but split up after he beat her with an iron bar. Oh, damn it. And he was eventually deported back to Afghanistan, the guy. Okay, that's not our problem, but okay, cool. She and another sister have been working illegally in Turkey to support their dialect parents, who are both housebound. Whoa. So it gets dark now. So meaning the two parents, once they come to the UK, they'll be housebound, meaning they won't be able to work, they won't be able to do anything. Now, if we carry on, so it gets to the point where you feel like, man, let them come, and it gets deeper and deeper. So I'm like, let me keep going. And the expert argued that S was constantly re-triggered by his worry for his family. Although he has been able to visit Turkey twice to see them, S wanted to train as an electrician but was unable to do so due to his mental health distress. So obviously now we learn that S cannot work. So the two parents that are coming, they can't work. S, obviously, it can't work. Mental health distress. So we read on again. Back in their appeal to stay in the UK, the judge said the relationship between S' mental health and his contact with his family at the heart of this is a heart at this claim. So it's important for the family to join. I quote, only by being reunited with them, he will be able to recover and live a meaningful existence. End quote. How old is this guy? So will he work after his parents are here? His mental health disorder, will he the mental health will just disappear? Like, hey, it's fixed. Okay, let's carry on. All right. The judge said it would be unlikely that asylum seekers, quote, the family would be able to look for any other European country to facilitate family reunion, apart from Britain, basically. That's what he's saying. She accepted that allowing the family to settle in Britain, I quote, would be a place of a significant burden upon the public's purse. That's what one of a judge said. But concluded that S's desire to be reunited with family overweight any concerns. So this lady said, all right, this is not a good idea. But because S is so stressed, his mental health distress is so bad, it just overweights all this thing that might happen when these guys are here. So, yeah, it just overweights any concerns. And that's when the article finishes. God, can somebody come here, kick that door politely? Yeah, kick it politely and tell me, hey, Barack, this makes sense. Shut up and move on. It doesn't make any sense. Because first of all, he lied. He came here illegally, lied. And then we're learning that the Taliban, father and all these things. Okay, I get it. The father did, the article says the father did stuff to make sure his son doesn't join the Taliban and stuff. Okay. What goes to say that once they're here, they won't call up, hey, like your uncle, like, uncle, I'm ready now. What if? What is to say they won't do that? I mean, we have to take these into consideration. We can't just say, hey, I know his uncle is leading the Taliban or he's one of the commanders there. I'm sure they won't have in contact. I'm sure nothing will happen. How are you so confident, bro? How? So the judge said this will be a huge burden on on the public's purse. But because the guy is so stressed, they have to come. Doesn't matter how much money you gotta pay in tax. Doesn't matter how much money it will cost for these guys to stay in the house and do all the things that they will be doing. Doesn't matter. Because he's stressed. It just outweighs your hard work of paying in this big piggy bank that you will never get to break. Now, that's my story here. So what do you think? There's a lot of disagreement here. I mean, at the very top, I was thinking, hey, S needs to go. But then when you get to the bottom, it's like, oh, he's stressed. Dad's sister got hit by an iron bar. This and this and this. And it gets to a point where you're like, your heart is like, let them come. What do you think? Comment down below. I just reported to you. What do you think? You think it's fine? Bring them on. I'm going to work hard. I'll make sure I support. I'll make sure I pay my taxes on time. File the taxes. Obviously, if you're an employee and you probably don't see your tax money, it comes out before you get yours. For somebody who filed their taxes, you're seeing, hey, I got to pay this much. Fuck. But what do you think? I'm curious to know what you think. If you think yes, comment down below. If you think no, tell me why. Why not? I'm curious to know. But without further ado, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. This is the Baraka Show. Today we were unable to do live stream because we had a podcast, and we'll be back with a live stream tomorrow. But without further ado, hand to the head, salute. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching that video. We need your help. I'm in big trouble right now. I need your support. I've been needing your support for a very long time, but because I'm stubborn and I didn't feel like I didn't want to ask anybody for help. Back in January, they demonetized this channel, they censored us. I thought I'm going to fight them by myself, so I never asked you for help. So I just kept on giving. And I was doing everything for free. I was doing all this stuff. I was covering the expense. I was just maximize my credit card, all this stuff. Because I thought, man, I'm going to fight it off. I'm going to, we're going to build this big, huge empire. We're going to seize the airwaves, and we're going to be the best, biggest video, radio broadcasting television station in the UK. I just kept on going. That's in January. So I'd never really asked your help. Now it's been 9 months. I'm in more shit than ever before. So I need your support. I need to keep this channel alive. If in the next coming days, if we don't get your support, I don't know. I'm not sure what YouTube would do. They might just they might just cut us offline. I'm not sure what they might do. And it's so scary because they're not just cutting the channel, they are cutting my face on the app as well. So that's dangerous. That means I won't go on other channels. So I need your support. If you've been standing on the fence, if you've just been watching from the sideline, this is your time for you to jump in. We are out of players and we need you to jump in the pitch and play. We need you to come and score because we are losing this game. We've been losing for 8 months and it's been 9 months now. This is the last month until I hear back from them, and I need your support to fight whatever that comes. So if you haven't support, or if you have support and you feel like you still got something to put in, go to thebarakashow.com and leave your donation or anything that you can, or just click the first link in the description. It will take you straight to Stripe, where you can just leave a donation. We need your support. This is serious. We don't need it tomorrow, we need it now. If you can, of course, if you can do it.
And the show host, Baraka Amuri.